Hi everyone, Dr. Fortin here. Today, we're going to be looking at some very interesting things. So, there is this new platform, CMCloud Hosting, which provides a lot of services. So, today we're going to try it. So, this series will be focused only on CMCloud Hosting, and it proposes, creating businesses with AI Lounge and a host of different hosting services. So we are going to try one service that they offer today, and this is the let's just go into the services or the pricing. This is the app deployment, and we are going to try the app deployment, which allows you to deploy static sites, Node.js, SaaS-like SaaS type apps, Python apps, and the rest, including a backend. So we're gonna log in into our account, and here we are into our account. If you go to the dashboard, you're going to see all the services. So we're going to log in again into our account. I have gone ahead and created an account, and I already have some services running. So we're going to try one of their services. Now, in this series, we're going to try all of the services using the AI, web hosting, managed WordPress, and in all the services that they have to offer. But we're going to try something extremely interesting: the app deployment and a with the backend. So, assuming you're a developer developing your application and hosting on GitHub. So CM Cloud Hosting gives you the possibility of hosting that app without deploying a server and at extremely cheap prices. And for those of us, those of you who are in Africa, you can even pay in CFA using mobile money. How interesting is that? So we're going to try something. So we want to first start by deploying a backend. So I have created a very easy to do app. Now I will encourage you to go try that because we have options for free trial for at least 5 days. So I've deployed a very simple to do app that you can use. So the first step is you go and just give an app name and you deploy a PocketBase backend. And if you click on deployment, it will go ahead and deploy the app, and voila, your app is deployed and you are immediately logged in into the different services. Here you will see the service overview, the runtime that is used, and most importantly, you have the app URL and you have for Pocket Base. For those who don't know what Pocket Base is, I would just suggest you do a quick, Google search of what Pocket Base is. It allows you to have a backend for your service in simple terms. So we'll go ahead and create an admin account for Pocket Base. So here we're going to choose something extremely simple, admin at example.com as our email, creating a password. Make sure you create a very solid password, something you can remember. And once we have created the super admin login, voila, we will have our backend ready. You can decide to save the password if you want. Now, this is our backend. We don't have any users yet. So the next thing we want to do is to grab this URL that we have here, and then we're going to go and create our application. So now we have our backend ready. Next thing is to create the application. So I'll go back into the services, and if you see into, and then I will go to deploy app. Now, instead of deploying the backend, we already have one. I would just go with a static site. Now you could deploy. We're going to have another series where we deploy Node.js, Python, or Fast API and Laravel. For now, we're just going to go with a static site since it's a very simple app. We're going to do a to-do app. And again, like I mentioned, you can go to this repository, and I have created an app, a simple app that you can use. And this is it. So just go to this repo. Now, if you have a private repository, you need to create a GitHub token. And these are the instructions here to create one. Now, that's all you need for a static app running plain HTML, no environment variables, and I will click on Start Free Deployment. And in about a few minutes, we should have this app ready to go. And there we go. So we have our app running. You can look into the runtime logs if you wanted to. It would show you there are no logs available. It's just plain HTML. And you can also delete the app if you wanted to. But what's interesting is that we also have a URL for the app. So if I click the URL, the URL is asking for the PocketBase URL. And this you could also have added it as an environment variable, but we're not going to do that. So I will just go over here and copy the URL of my PocketBase app. And then I'll put that here. And voila, my front end and my back end, they are connected just like that. So I will create an account. Now, if you already have an account, you saw in the back end here, we have no users yet. So to have our to-do app working, we need to create an account. And so I'm going to create a test account and just give it a test password. Just make sure it's at least 8 characters, whatever you're creating. So I have my test account that is created. Now, I'm not going to save the passwords. And if I come in my back end and I refresh the users, I will see that I now have a test users with this ID. And this is how you can communicate between your front end and back end. Now, this is a very simple to-do app that we're gonna be using with different categories. So now, as a user, you can enter the different tasks that you want to perform in the day. But before a user can start using our app, we need to create a collection. Now, what is a collection? A collection is basically what is where whatever the user enters is going to be stored. So we are going to create a collection and we are going to call that to-dos, the things that you want to do. And here we're going to add the different fields that we need. So the first field will say is the category that we're going to create, and that will be a text field. We add another field, we call that a title. This is still a text field, we'll call that a title. And that we will make it required. The title needs to be required, not hidden. People need to add the title. And then we're going to add another new field. Let's bring this back up. We're going to add another new field. We are going to make that also um, a text field. Let's call this owner, for example, who owns it. And this is also text field. And then we are going to add a Boolean when the task is done. How are we going to deal with it? So we have these different categories that have been created, and then we just say create. Now we have a collection. And the last thing we need to do before users can start using our collection is that we need to create some API rules. Now, now it is locked to only the admin, but we want all users to be able to use it. Now we can also restrict it to a specific user. And with that, so that you don't see me typing all that in, we can just, for example, say here for the list, we want the owner ID. You can also type that in. For the view, we also want the owner OID. Auth ID. For the create role, we just want the request ID to be empty. So we create, and for the update role, we're gonna do same. So I don't want you to see me typing. That will be boring. We do same for all of them. So now we have given API permissions, which will allow basically the test user to be updating. Otherwise, any other user can use that. So we save the changes. Yes, we agree to save the changes. And now we come in our to-do app. You see, we are already logged in as this test user. And basically, if let's say I wanted to I have different category here, personal, work, and home. Let's say for personal, I said buy groceries, for example. You saw me already trying this, and the category here will be personal, and I say add. So now I've added one, and if I go in my back end, I look at the collections, refresh it, refresh the collections, I will see that one category has been added. Is it done? No, it's not done. And I can keep going. So that you don't see me typing that, I can add multiple categories. This one, I will add this. This is also personal. Uh, just keep adding the categories. The another one here will be to pay the electric bills, renew car insurance, for example, and one more for the personal category. I add that. Great. So I've added multiple categories, for example. Now you see some of them are double, so you can actually obviously delete, and we can add, let's say, a few more for the home. Let's add for the home category. We are going to say this is for home. We add that, replace. So let me just add a few categories that go for home. Um, all right. Okay, and then maybe one or two more for the for work, for example. And this one is going to be work added. Um, Okay, that should be enough. So we have added multiple categories for work, for home. Now they're appearing twice, so we just need to. So we are adding multiple categories, and if you go in your backend and you refresh, you're going to see all those categories being added, and none of them has been completed. So if we go now here and we say renew car insurance, that is done, it's tracked off, and you see 11 remaining and 12 total. If we go in the backend and we see which one is done and which one is not done, you see this one, the personal and renew car insurance, is done. So just like that, you have your to-do app. Obviously you can customize this app to do even more. You have your to-do app which works, and that is how you can basically deploy your application, and this will work with any kind of application because PocketBase gives you that possibility. And if you come in the dashboard, in your dashboard in CMCloud Hosting, you will see your app, your to-do app, and your to-do backend all present. And this will mark the end of this series. Next series, we are going to look at deploying Node.js or Python, or even just using the AI launch. Thank you.